question. Since the recent school shooting in Georgia, there have been multiple threats made in school districts in Florida, including 3 made here in Columbia County within the last 3 days. Some parents want stricter penalties for students who make these threats. Is this something you'd consider looking into?
I would. I think that we've taken school safety very seriously. I think most people remember the Parkland shooting in 2018. That was the year before I became governor. So there was a Parkland Commission. There were all these things that were recommended. We really brought that in and bolstered school security throughout the state of Florida, and basically just recognizing that you don't want to make these inviting targets. And it doesn't mean it ends up being like an armed camp with all this, but it just means you have school resource officers. We have the Guardian program, which I think is really important, which basically allows properly trained faculty to conceal carry. People object to say, oh, teachers shouldn't be forced to carry. Of course they shouldn't be. No one's forcing them. Just the fact that that program is available, even if no faculty use it, these people that do this, they want soft targets. They don't want to meet resistance, so they're going to go to places where they think. So what Florida's done we've put a lot of resources into it. We've taken all this very, very seriously, and I think we're going to continue to do that. We have done things like behavioral threat assessment, where you try to identify some of these people before something like this happens. For example, in Parkland, when that shooting happened, before there was any even news about it, the people in that community knew it was this guy. They just knew it because he had been behaving in a certain way for so long, and they kept passing the buck. No one wanted to hold them accountable. So yes, you take these threats seriously. This is not any time for funny business. When you start talking about that, there needs to be a response. So we've been very firm on that. If there's additional things that you need to be done legislatively, I'm certainly would be welcome to that. This thing in Georgia, I mean, we believe that your Second Amendment rights are really important for protection. People obviously in Florida use it. There's all kind of sporting activities. It's a family tradition. A lot of times there's a whole host of things that go in with firearms. But to have a kid that's 14 that's had that much trouble mentally, that has been in and out of the FBI was even looking at him the year before, and then to have that parent just give him that rifle when he was too young to have it, but certainly not of proper mind and behavior to have it, that parent is being prosecuted. And look, that's something that was a negligent, derelict act on behalf of that parent. And I think the people that I know who are the most enthusiastic about firearms, they're the ones that take safety the most serious, and going through the rules of how you handle weapons, who should have them and who not. And it seems like that family had a lot of problems, and he clearly should not have been allowed to have access to that on his own.